Hi, good afternoon. I'm Ken Kirschenbaum. Thanks for joining us. This is our second presentation in why you should use our Central Station. I call it the Central Station 2020 webinars. We've had great participation so far, and we had a great presentation yesterday, and we're looking for a great one today. So today we've got Ron Bowden, and he's Director of Sales at United Central Control, known as UCC, out of San Antonio. And Ron has asked that I let him blow his own horn. So I'm going to do that. Right, Ron?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm getting ready to hand it over to you, and I'll be here. Oh, anyone who has questions, please send in your questions. I will hold them until the end of the presentation, which hopefully is going to be around 20 minutes or so. And then we'll have time for questions and hopefully some answers. How's that? All right. So Ron, I'm turning it over to you right now. You got it.
Well, thank you, Ken, and I want to thank you and all the folks at your great firm for inviting us for this platform. I think it's a very informative one that you have. You got a great lineup of centrals and United Central Control. We're very proud to be a part of that, so I want to thank you for that. So with that being said, I've got some things that I do want to speak about and talk about. I'll try to keep it within the 20-minute time frame and to try to enlighten everyone on who UCC is. Our company was founded in 1982, and we are owned and operated and managed by security people. Matter of fact, the UCC was actually started by 4 alarm dealers. There was 4 of us in San Antonio that were using an answering service to monitor our alarms back in the early 80s, and the answering service went out of business. So we had about 24, 48 hours to get into the monitoring business, which we did. So there's a good experience level of not just managing and running central stations, but also operating alarm companies in our management team. Our management team, or executive team, if you combine all of the different folks together in that, we've got a little over 260 years of experience. Right now, UCC, we monitor a little over 240,000 alarms nationwide, and for about 800 dealers. We are a 5-diamond central station, and in addition to that, we're one of the few, I think there's only 4 centrals in the U.S. that still support the UL 2050 platform. And then also we are a participant. Matter of fact, we were the first contract central station that started in participating in the ASAP to PSAP program. We have 2 central stations that we have, two UL listed central stations. Both are in Texas. One's in San Antonio, and that's our headquarters. Our redundant site is in Louisville. We have a lot of folks that ask us, well, you know, why you have the sites in the same state. Well, we pretty much tell them, you know, Texas is a big state. We're 350 miles apart. Another part of, I think, importance of part of our history is the fact that we were acquired by Lydia Security Monitoring in 2016. We think that was a great thing for us because when you combine all the different resources of Lydia and the 2 separate brands that we operate under, the UCC brand and the COPS brand, we monitor for a little over 3 million accounts nationwide, and we have 7 central stations. What we think at UCC is that we have the benefits of a caring and attentive staff for all of our dealers, but we also have the resources of the largest contract monitoring company in the U.S. From our perspective, we feel like this is just basically the absolute best of both worlds. Our number one goal in UCC is to showing our differences. You know, in there's lots of great monitoring companies around the country that we have. And there's a lot of good monitoring companies that do good monitoring and customer service, and certainly UCC is one of those. But we think that our differences where we take is the additional services that we provide to our alarm dealers and and their subscribers. And we try to do that by doing 3 things. One, we want to eliminate the worries about monitoring. We want to take that that worry off the dealer's back and let our dealers spend their time on running and managing their business. We also want to educate our dealers with good business acumen. We want to show them ways and means that they can better manage and run their business, all without spending a lot of money. We also try to empower our dealers with new services and technologies. We want to always try to be on the forefront of where we are. When we eliminate worries, is to provide world-class monitoring service and customer service. I guess some of the key points of UCC is that we're licensed in all 50 states that require a license. There's some that do not. We give excellent customer service and response times. Our average response times for the last calendar year is in the low 20 seconds. We have 24/7 bilingual operators on staff, with the majority of those being Spanish speaking. One of the things that we have at UCC that we think sets ourselves apart is that we have a proven training and operator quality program. We call this our gradation program. It's a fairly detailed program, but a couple of the high points is that we do monthly reviews of every one of our level 1 through level 4 operators each and every month. And they're being reviewed on how proficient they respond to alarms, their empathy with talking to the customers, they showing the caring and responsive attitude. And so that each time that they are passed, they go up to another level that's done on that. So it's reviewed every month. We review our operators. I think that probably speaks to the level of tenure. Our average tenure for our operators in our dispatch center is right at 3 years. You know, all of our dealers are given their option to own their own receiver lines. As a matter of fact, it's not given the option. We encourage that. We'd like for our dealers to have their own receiver lines and control their own receivers and IP. We don't want our dealers to be held hostage by us. We want them to stay with us because we're providing good customer service, taking care of them, taking care of their customers at a good price. We follow and adhere to the enhanced call verification, and certainly we have custom built action plans on each one of our dealers' subscriber accounts, which is a part of our Stages software. We were the first contract station I mentioned earlier that participated in the ASAP to PSAP central program. We also provide our dealers as well as their end users. They have remote access to their accounts. And you'll find that through the Stages software, there is really powerful auto processes and reporting capabilities that's given to our dealers each and every day. And then lastly, we have geo-diverse toll-free redundant receiving routing, which just enhances the performance and also the stability of our central itself. One of our recent features that we have provided is what we call our quick chat feature. This is an SMS notification from a secure chat room. We found that this is the fastest way to communicate and resolve alarms that we have. Once one of our customers is enrolled, then they can communicate, they can cancel, they can escalate an alarm with their folks that are on the responding party list, and they can make a decision about what they want to do about their security, whether they want to cancel, they want to raise it up, or what they want to do. We think this is fast and secure. We also feel like this is immediate alarm notifications over SMS because it's also secure and it's encrypted. And we found that people answer this. A lot of folks are not in a point where they answer phones if they don't recognize the number. So it's been a good improvement for us, and it was something that we feel that we like. It feels it improves our communications, it improves our customer experience, it increases our proficiencies, and by that, subsequently, it always gives us the ability to have increased response times, or lessen our response time, not increasing them. One of the highlights of what we do at UCC, Ken and I were just talking about this, is that we spend a lot of time with our customers and our dealers on education. In our whole dealer development department, we try to work with our dealers to find ways and means where they can grow their business, better manage their business that we do. We conduct, or prior to COVID, We started 2015 with a program called Grow Your Business. And this was just a UCC sponsored program where we had daily seminar, a full day seminar that we presented in different areas throughout the country for not just our dealers, but also folks that weren't our dealers. And in these seminars, we worked on business development. We talked about how to increase sales. There was programs on compensation plans, on recruiting, on alarm creation, builder programs, cost control, installation efficiencies, strategic acquisitions, attrition control, subscriber agreement, and much, much more, because in addition to us at UCC, we usually had vendor partners that were presenting with us. As I said, we do average about 22 of these classes a year. And since we started our program, we've done over 100 classes around the country. Now, since COVID, we are redeploying and reworking our Grow Your Business program, and we're going to a virtual format so that we can see. But the end result of this is that we try to bring ways and means for our dealers and our prospective clients that can better grow their business, and we charge absolutely nothing for this valuable information that's given to all of our folks. We try to empower our dealers in a lot of ways, but one thing that we are proud of is that we don't compete with our dealer customers in the marketplace in any way, shape, form, or fashion. We don't buy accounts, we don't sell accounts, we don't install accounts. We spend all of our time, our energy, and our treasure on trying to develop better ways and means to supporting our dealers, not competing with them. And by that, we support a wide array of IP monitoring and interactive technologies. As a matter of fact, I don't know of any that we don't. We support virtually all cellular communicators. We also support the AES radio networks. We support receipts of all major transmissions, whether it's C or contact ID or 4x2s. Since we've been in business since 1982, all of you folks that have been in the alarm business for a long time know there's still lots of old formats that are out there, and we still support those. So we have SMS text and IVR notifications. We're fully integrated with alarm.com, and so we're able to do their two-way voice and their visual verification and all the account data feature integrations that we have with that. Stages mobile apps for both our dealers and subscribers. We do both PERS and mobile PERS and conventional two-way voice. We have our end-user central station chat service. Another thing that we have with our Stages software is we have a very open API for CRM billing and platform integrations. It's very easy for someone to integrate with us that we have. And then we also support multiple video verifications through iView Now. The other thing that we bring to our dealers is that we have a wide range of vendor-sponsored programs for some of the things that are commonly on our dealers' minds, such as insurance and purchasing of product, account financing, acquisitions, and then data support service. And all of these things that we bring as far as our additional support to our dealers, it's at absolutely no cost. None of this there isn't any add-on cost, there's no fees, there's no consulting fees or anything such as that. Our third-party vendors, as you can see, we have an extensive list of third-party vendors to make sure that we're giving our dealers the platform and support that they need. Some of our major vendors that we have is alarm.com and Telguard and SecureNet and DSC, Uplink, Digital Watchdog, Residio, Check Video, Hike Vision, Napco, iView Now, 2Gig, Alula, Qualsys, Connect24, Hochiki, M2M, Numera, and then Johnson Controls. So you can see that the majority of our vendors are well-known, established folks that we use, and that there's not too many platforms that you can recognize there that we don't have. Our Stages software, we've done integrations with several CRMs. I've listed a few of these. One is One Stop Portal, Feel Quick, our Alarm Biller, our RMR Cloud. That's a relatively new one that we're doing. Cornerstone Billing Solutions, Security Track, and then Sedona Office. I mentioned earlier that with our API as open as it is, if we have a dealer that has a specific CRM that we have not already integrated with, we're very open to discussing that. we open up the API to our dealers, and then they are able to write, or their software provider is able to write to the program, and we've never had any issue with doing an integration that we have with them. We have good financing partners, and certainly financing is on everybody's mind today, especially with our dealers, and also especially with the way that the uncertain times that we're dealing with the COVID. Our financing partners are there to help our dealers with working capital or creation cost or financing acquisitions and so forth. And so the preponderance of our partners, we have good relationships with these folks, with certainly Alarm Financial Services, AFS, National Alarm Partners, Alarm Funding Associates, Dealer Ally, Security Equity Partners, Security Funding Group, and Time Payment. All of these people are industry veterans. They have good programs for our dealers. They work well with our dealers, and they provide a lot of different alternatives. If our dealers are needing acquisition dollars, we have folks that they can work with. If they're needing folks to help them with consumer financing to offset the creation costs, we have vendors that can work with our dealers to do so. If they want to sell their business, we've got folks that buy accounts, and we act as a bridge for our dealers. There is no consulting fees, nothing. We just try to put buyer, seller together, lender, loaner together, just as a service itself to bring for all of our dealers. If you want to become a UCC dealer, there's a few things. First, our base rate, we start at $4.95. That's just our rack rate price itself. The final base rate that a dealer would pay with us would depend upon a number of things, but some of those are the number of accounts and the growth opportunity that we have with the dealer. What's their alarm factor? How many reports are we going to get on a daily basis, so forth. And then also the overall business plan of the dealer, their growth factor. So those all go into creating that individual rate itself. Our UL 2050 monitoring rates are basically start at $50. And then we have various cell and interactive plans, and it depends upon the rate that the plan that the dealer is using for their rate. But some start as low as $3. Plus, you also have your base monitoring charges on top of that. And Alarm.com pricing is pretty standard across the board. It's their rack rates that they have for all the folks itself. In addition, there's some other things that we need as far as onboarding. Certainly, we're like everyone else. We need agreements. We have contracts. We have addendums, certainly rate sheets. We do require a few additional documents. If your city or state requires a license, we require that from you as well, that we get from an insurance standpoint. We do require insurance. We want the insurance to have not just your basic liability underlying coverage with $1 million per occurrence and a $2 million aggregate as far as the limits, but we do also require errors and omissions. We think E&O is very important for both us and you. We also ask that you list UCC as an additional insured, and then if you like, we'll be happy to provide you with a certificate of insurance of our coverage itself. That would be at that part. We also do a review of your end user agreement. We look at your subscriber agreement. We have a checklist that we go through, and there's points in the agreement that we want to check off to make sure it meets industry standards. It gives the adequate protections for you and for us. I will say this is a vital service. We do this certainly at no charge, and there's many times we find that our dealers will come to us with subscriber agreements that have not been reviewed or vetted in a number of years, and there's glaring holes within them. I'll say that if you have a current Kirschenbaum agreement, if you got the all-in-one or any one of their agreements, you don't have any issues. They have everything in it that you need to have. You're totally covered. But if you don't, we'll let you know what those documents are, and then you can reach out to Ken and talk to him about that. So the bottom line that what we'll say for us here at UCC is that, one, we think that we provide world-class monitoring. We provide world-class customer service for both of our dealers and their subscribers. We think we're a world-class business partner, and we think the thing that segregates and separates us from the many great central stations that are here in the U.S. is that our company is totally invested in the success for our dealers. That's what we do. That's how we work. That's our mantra. So I'll end up with closing is I do want to tell you, if you're one of our customers, we want to thank you for your business. And if you're not, you're welcome to reach out to us. We'll be happy to talk to you, go into more detail about UCC and all the different things that we have, all the different things that we do, and provide you the information on our company that we can. And then lastly, I again want to thank Ken and Eileen and Stacy. Ken, you've been a stalwart for this business forever and a day. You contribute so much. Your entire team contributes so much to our industry every day, free of charge. We all get good information. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for all the things that we do. And so with that, I'll turn it over to you and try to answer any questions that the folks may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. That was a great presentation. Of course, we expected it. And you gave a very well-rounded review of UCC. So here's the first question that came in. Do you have the ability to input new customers 24/7?
In today's world, I guess the best answer to that is yes and no. Our normal data entry is working. I believe the times are like 7 to 7 Central Time, Monday through Friday. On Saturday, it's like 9 to 3. And then if it's an emergency situation where a person has to have an account set up at least after hours, our supervisor has the ability just to establish the account at that time.
Who does the data entry? Is it the dealer or personnel at UCC?
It's both. Some of our dealers want to do their own data entry. However, if a dealer needs us to support them, if maybe they don't have the administrative support or the talent to do the data entry, we support our dealers and provide that for them as well. And then one of the things is that the dealer can create their own account via stages also.
If it's the dealer doing the entry, I suppose they could input 24/7, right?
Yes, sir, they certainly can.
Yeah. The next question is, I guess, do you support Bosch and their receivers?
We do, 100%.
Okay. Their data group customer service is top notch. Okay, I guess they're talking about the Bosch. Or are they talking about UCC?
They're talking about UCC.
Oh, okay. That's not a question. That was a response. Okay. So UCC's customer service is top notch. Okay. Here's a question. Explain ASAP to PSAP, and how many jurisdictions does ASAP to PSAP currently have in place out of the 6,000 jurisdictions in the United States? Can you answer that one?
I'm going to give it a shot. I'll probably get something wrong, so I'm putting a qualifier on that as we talk about that today. So what the ASAP to PSAP platform itself is, it's a platform where the alarms are responded to. Alarms come into the central station via the normal pathway, GSM, POTS lines, and so forth. Then it goes to the receiver, gets the software, and instead of being presented to an operator who then verbally communicates with a call center, under the ASAP to PSAP program, the alarm signal then is sent out in an SMS text and rides over the inlets network to the command center for the responding authority. And then that same alarm then is sent out over that same network out to their response team. So in other words, it eliminates the opportunity for error with my operator in San Antonio or in Dallas making a transposition of an address. It also eliminates the opportunity for the error of the person in the call center making a verbal response to their respective responding authority. It also greatly enhances the speed of the amount of the alarm, because in some cases we have no control over our response time and action time in our central station. We have control over, but we don't have control over what may happen at the control center for the responding authority. There could be a whole time of 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, but through the adverse of this technology, it's almost instantaneous. And then the next question was how many participants? I think today there's an active of about 70, something like that are active around the country itself. But what we're seeing is that this technology and this application is growing exponentially every year, simply because in the last 3 or 4 years, Brinks has adapted this, ADT's adapted it, Vivint's adapted. So there's a greater complex or greater concentration of customers, and it makes it more cost effective for the responding authorities to do so.
Yeah, Annie Kim has helped us out. She says there are 71 active PSAPs at this time.
So I was pretty close.
Yeah, okay. And I'm curious about the question, though, because the question also says of their 6,000 jurisdictions in the U.S. So does that mean that there are 6,000 different places that 911 goes to, or 6 different thousand fire departments? What does that mean?
I can't answer that, but that's what my assumption would be but that's not something I can answer definitively. But that sounds like that could be about correct.
Let me ask you this, because I'm curious. How does a central station acquire all of the different locations that it needs to call? You get a customer in some town in Wisconsin. How do you know what number do you call when you need to report to a first responder?
Okay, so when the account is created, that's information that is captured on the account data sheet that's created. In addition, we get the customer's name, address, their phone numbers, their cell phone numbers, their contact parties' phone numbers, email addresses, and then also the telephone number of the responding authority, whether it be their police department or their fire department. And if they don't know that, then we basically we will look that up ourselves to make sure that we have the correct number. And then if on a daily basis, if there is something that changed in the previous 24 hours, that was one of the things about our daily reports that we provide to our dealers. We provide them a 24-hour, an AM report, if you will, that will show any changes that occurred in their respective database in the previous 24 hours. So if there was a customer that we had the wrong phone number on, or if there was a customer that we had the wrong EMS response or wrong police department, it shows up there, and then the dealer has the opportunity to reach out to their customer and get the correct numbers.
So in the first instance, you're hoping that the dealer gives it to you, but otherwise you find it out, and I guess it pops up on the screen along with the signal when it comes in.
Yes, sir, it does.
Yeah. His next question: do you offer fire alarm monitoring?
Absolutely, we do indeed. Matter of fact, our business is almost split equal between residential, commercial, and then fire. So yes, we do. We do a lot of fire alarm monitoring throughout the entire U.S.
You might find out from this that I maybe wasn't paying attention. Do you do video also?
We do a video verification. Our video platform is iView Now. We don't do live video, but we do video verification.
Does that mean video clips coming in?
That's correct.
Video clips coming in. Okay. What video systems do you receive?
Our primary is iView Now or Alarm.com.
So you go through Alarm.com, right? Okay. And okay, do you support AES?
Yes, sir, we do.
That's a private. For those that don't know, that's a private radio system.
Yes, sir, we do support AES.
So if someone has AES, they have their own radio system, right? They put repeaters in at various locations in their area, right? And a signal will come in by radio to where? Where does that signal go?
It comes into it comes off of their towers and into our receivers, just like any other alarm itself would be. Before it gets to UCC, before it hits UCC's receiver, doesn't it have to hit some local receiver where they're located? Yes, sir, it does. It does indeed. That's the head-end equipment, and we have where it's coming on that, and then and then we receive the signal on our receivers as well. So it goes there, then to us, goes from the radio to their receiver to us.
And so one of the benefits of AES, by the way, is that the companies that already own the system, the radio systems, are not paying any monthly charge to anyone, such as alarm.com, for the transmission, right? Is that the issue?
For the folks that have the radio, that's correct. The other thing that is somewhat of a benefit with the AES is that there is no updating required. So in other words, there's no 2G, 3G, 4G where you have to go out and update your radio. It's pretty much future-proof. Is one of the things that AES touts.
Okay. The question here is, will these presentations be recorded and available? Yes, all of these webinars are being recorded. They're all being posted on our website, along with all the other alarm webinars that we've conducted. We have a page dedicated on our website for all of these webinars, and you can find it by going to our homepage, which is kirschenbaumpsq.com, or you can get there by alarmcontracts.com or thealarmexchange.com. Some smaller jurisdictions dispatch for surrounding areas. The TMA works hard to engage PSAPs on an ongoing basis. So that doesn't sound like a question to me, right?
Sounds more like a statement.
Right. And PSAs are required to implement and deploy specific computer-aided dispatch systems in order to be compliant with the ASAP to PSAP program. So this is I don't know whether this is going to be the future or not, but right now it sounds like it's of limited use, this PSAP. Am I right?
I'm sorry, you faded out on your.
I guess this PSAP program is of limited use right now. There's only 71 jurisdictions that are using it. I don't know if it's going to be going to be the future of the alarm industry or not.
From my perspective, Ken, I think it's going to be the future of the alarm industry in the major metropolitan cities. And if we look at the 71 participating jurisdictions today, we would find that a vast number of those, or majority of those, are going to be in the larger cities such as Dallas, cities such as Houston, that Harris County, places where you have a large concentration of alarms, because then it makes it cost effective for the responding authority to purchase the initial equipment and the software that they need to bring the service itself up. And then once the service is there, then the cities themselves have testified that this really saves them a lot of money also.
Are they trying to charge the central stations that call in?
There is no charge today.
There is no charge today?
No, sir.
Yeah. I understand that to participate with the ASAP, the central station needs to be UL listed and a member of the monitoring association. Again, that's
right. I think those are correct. Both of those points.
For mobile accounts, a lot of PSA questions. For mobile accounts, does PSAP data automatically populate the operator's screen, or do they have to do a lookup?
Okay, I'm not sure I understand that question. For mobile accounts, what are we talking about? Mobile accounts?
I guess they're talking about e-PERS, the PERS accounts that get carried around. I assume that you monitor. I didn't ask you that. Do you monitor PERS accounts?
Yes, sir, we do. We do. We do both standard PERS and also mobile PERS. And and I'm going to be perfectly honest, that is a good question. I don't know the answer to that question. I will get the answer to that question, send you an email on that, Ken, and you can follow up of whether or not how if it's coming on mobile PERS, if that's it, how does that populate as far as their address? I have to answer that. I would assume that that's coming back from the back end provider, such as Numera or whomever, because they're the ones that's basically sending us the address of the person where they are located. But I will follow through on that to answer that.
Okay. This is another statement. There is a national database central station should be partnered with that has all the dispatch numbers. Oh, there is? This is another statement that's saying that there is a national database that central stations can partner with that has all the dispatch phone numbers. Okay, well, I don't know. You have to buy into that. How does that work? Okay, this is a dealer is saying that it's a good question. How do you know what number to call? Because they depend on the central stations to call the right number. Does their receiver via our network IP links? It goes to their receiver via our network IP links. That's in connection with the AES radios. So the
Correct.
AES radios, the signal first goes to the receiver that's owned by the alarm dealer who's participating with AES, and from there it then goes over the internet into UCC. That's how that would work. Okay. Do you have to own your own AES network? Do you know the answer to that, Ron?
I do. And the answer is it can be either way. The central station can have their own network, or a dealer can have his own network. And if a dealer, in some cases, may allow a sub-dealer or another person to utilize that network.
Okay. Here's another statement. The IP link drops the radio signal to the internet and possibly a backup phone line. So that's how AES is transferring over. AES, if you want to do a webinar, you're going to have to, schedule your own. Does the program have to be adopted by both AHJ and the central station? I'm not sure which program they're talking about.
Probably talking about the ASAP to PSAP, and the answer would be yes.
Yeah, and we were right about the yes, MPERS, because user can be in New York in the AM and Florida in the afternoon. So yes, the question is, how do you know where they are? I would assume that the MPERS itself is going to let you know where they are.
Okay, so from that perspective, it does. I mean, when you activate your device, the software from the provider, such as Numera, whoever we use, they're basically doing the tracking, and then that's what's coming back into us. They are providing to us the address for the person at that particular time. I think the question was, do we populate that address on any type of package or software or an account at that? And so that part, I don't believe that we do. But as far as how we get the address, it's coming from the provider. Their respective software is sending it to us.
Thanks. I had to sneak in a call there. Sorry. Can information be shared? All the authority numbers. I don't know. I assume you have to pay for it or join something to get those central station numbers where you have to list. And this is not a question. Well, it looks like we're out of questions at the moment. So unless we get any more, I'm gonna go have lunch. and Ron's gonna go have a late breakfast. So I want to thank Ron for a great presentation. I want to thank everyone who attended, and I hope you learned a lot. I know I did, and we're going to be signing off now, and we do have presentations all this week and next week and the week after. So I'm going to be busy, and we hope to see you again. And again, Ron, anyone needs to talk to Ron about UCC, his information is up there, and you guys can reach him. He's listed on the UCC is listed on the Alarm Exchange, where you can find them. And I don't know what else to say, Ron. I'll give you the last word, and then we're out of here.
Yeah, and the last word again, Ken, from our perspective, again, we thank everybody that was attending. We know your time is precious. If you're our customer, we thank you for your business. If you're not a customer, we'd love to talk to you and basically show you the differences of UCC. Lastly, again, thank you. Thank you and all your wonderful folks for all the support you give to the alarm industry and that you have for these vast number of years. Thanks a lot. Hope to see you soon. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy.
Okay, everybody, we're signing off. Thank you. See you tomorrow.